Welcome back to the channel, and in this quick video, because you guys know I normally do a full context content video on Ready to Love, but I had to touch bases with you guys on what we saw tonight on Ready to Love with Nyya. So before we jump into this video, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on. If you like the video, smash the like button. And if you want to jump in the comment section and have a conversation, feel free to do that as well. So without further ado, let's talk about what happened. So as we saw in today's episode, Nyya ended up in the bottom two. And a lot of that came from the guys not being happy about how everything went down with Chris last week. The whole conversation about finances, how she didn't like the fact that Chris' response was to split the bill. And, you know, the conversation was pretty interesting because Rashid was telling her that he, as in Chris, was falling for her. And her response, you know, was pretty much, well, you know, Chris was mesmerized by her and that he was just excited to get one of the baddest women there. And she just wasn't into him. And then turns around and dismisses and claiming that she wasn't even into Edwin too. I mean, her response to this whole thing, I mean, did we expect this? I didn't expect that. But the crazy thing is that once you know, of course, he said, you know, the guys find that, you know, you're not ready to love. She just immediately jumped up and started taking her microphone off. And, you know, she was just, her whole personality just changed. And, you know, of course, a lot of times we try to figure out if it's editing, if it's production. No, this was all her in this situation. And then she was rushing off saying, you know, that she has plenty of options that is waiting for her and even got a boyfriend waiting for her. And, you know, the other thing she was saying, she was just trying to see what was going on up in here. If she had somebody already, you know, the production team was like, well, what are you here for? You know, and she was like, well, I was just trying to see what was going on up in here. Now that I know, I'm over it, I'm out of here, and that I got a boyfriend waiting on me, I got options. And it's like, wow. Did anybody expect this? I mean, you guys jump in the comment section down below to let me know what your thoughts are. I think Chris dodged a bullet on this one. Honestly, is she ready to love? That's a big question mark. I can't say either way because I really don't know her. But that's a big question mark on, you know, whether she is. I mean, and then she said she wasn't into Edwin either, but she was just swab and spit with him last week. That was so crazy. It was so bad. It made her look like a sore loser. You know, she didn't bow out gracefully. Okay, you know, these guys don't think that, you know, I'm here for whatever. Hey, if she did have options, she could have been like, okay, you know what, thanks, but, you know, y'all take care. And then she go and explore whatever her options is. I just think it really looked bad. A lot of this, I think, is predicated. Obviously, maybe she's been hurt before. Maybe she had to carry the bills. Maybe she says, you know what, from this point forward is my way or the highway. I don't know what the situation was coming from her past. Even with her response to the producers, they was like, hey, you know, come back, let's sit down and interview. And she was like, no, I'm over this. I'm done. You know, hey, I got options. I got a boyfriend coming to pick me up right now. Yeah. So obviously, you know, Chris, I know you have feelings for this girl, but sometimes gods have a way, as they say, won't he do it, revealing things that you need to see. You know, because obviously, you know, she wasn't that one for you. And, you know, she removed herself from the situation with you. Hopefully Chris finds what he's looking for in regards to Nyya. Nyya, I'm hoping that you watch this episode and kind of rethink how you handled this. You know, like I said, a couple people I had conversations with on my IG and in other groups, and they was like, no, this is what she needs to do. She know what she wants. She had all kind of options. Do she really know what she wants? It remains to be seen. I know that there is a reunion coming up because I think that was filmed last month. But yeah, Nyya definitely showed a whole nother side to herself these past 2 weeks. I was rooting for Chris and Nyya in the beginning, but obviously that one question turned this whole situation around, and it actually shows how she responds to objection. And that's one thing when you're ready to love, when you're in a relationship, there's either got to be some compromise or some conversations, and none of that was had. And she's just over it and she's ready to go. So obviously, the choice was made. She didn't have any other connections. She wasn't even in the Edwin either. He gave the so-called right answer last week that made her feel good from what she heard, and she was, she initiated kisses with him. So, Edwin, as we saw, he peeped that. He felt that she wasn't being genuine, and of course he was one of the guys that voted her off the resort. But yeah, Nyya, I mean, if you had asked me this question 3-4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have never guessed. She definitely showed another side of herself, and it's just so unfortunate that she couldn't just bow out gracefully. I mean, everybody else, maybe they didn't like it, but they didn't put on a scene as what we saw tonight. And the fact that she threw in about all her other options off the resort. I mean, if you got options, okay, fine, but that's your business. You didn't have to throw that in production's face, the TV show's face, Rashid's face. Everybody see this, and it's just so unfortunate that this is how it ended with you. And I've been reading some of the comments, and then she considered herself the prize. It's one thing to look at yourself as, being someone that you have self-esteem and things like that. But when you look down your nose at somebody else, and I don't know if I want to say that she did that. You guys, let me know what you think. But when you say, well, I am the prize, okay, but other people consider themselves the prize too. So it's going to be interesting. I want to see your comments. I know this is going to be buzzing tonight, but if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.